Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you guys all doing? This is Kay from Lunarlight Games, and thanks for dropping back in. Hello, and welcome to our channel if you're new. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Help us keep growing our channel. So, yeah. We are back again with more Dragon Age Inquisition, this time after we finished all of the main story content. We are now running through the DLC, starting with the Jaws of Hakon. That always sounds kind of weird to me when I say that because I much prefer the other pronunciation, the Jaws of Hakon. But yeah, Jaws of Hakon. Let us get to it. Also, about the late start. Sorry about that. I was kind of in a struggle against a mosquito. I was trying to find it for the longest time, and I just managed to kill it just a moment ago. Thankfully, I was able to draw it out and killed it with no issue after that. Alright, let's go ahead and get set up here, and we will continue onwards. Alright, so unlike last time, we had completed the final boss, but we didn't strip Solus of his gear, and so we lost all of that completely. This time, though, I did make another save. I just went ahead and reloaded the save that we had just before the final battle, and we ran through it once more, but this time, instead of using Solus, we had Dorian. We've since transferred all of his stuff over to Dorian. Never mind the fact that he has a mask on. It's just Dorian. Plus, we have all of his best gear on. And that also includes all the extra skill points. Well, not really for Dorian. Dorian is kind of weird in that he doesn't get an Amulet of Power unless you take a separate pathway. I think it was in one of the splits. I forget which one. But if you don't take that split, then he loses access to his Amulet of Power. And because of that, he'll never become as strong as your other potential mages. Solus and Vivian have an easier time at getting Amulets of Power, but for whatever reason, Dorian only has one available in the entire game after all the new patches. So he has only access to just the one. And if you choose a better path, he does not get it. So, kind of sad to see he doesn't have access to that. But we've since decked out Cassandra and all her best stuff. And I'm going to quickly run you guys through our Necromancer Dorian. This is our current setup with his barrier. We take Guardian Spirit and also Peaceful Aura. On this side, well, I do still have an extra skill point, so what do I want to spend it on? Well, we already have both of these. Guess we can't take them. Deck. I want to choose another skill, but we're kind of limited. Not a whole lot to choose from. I mean, we could just take Winter's Grasp. That's also a good secondary skill that you can use whenever we face off against any like rage demons. Unless, well, he only has crowd control on. He doesn't exactly have anything in the way of DPS. So taking chaotic focus is not going to help us at all. I forgot if we take anything from this one. Let me have a look. Where the heck is my build guide? Okay, Dorian. Flashfire, do you have anything on that one? Flashfire does not have anything on. Okay, so we should have at least... Yeah, we should have Lasting Flames over there. Hmm. Well, since we're working on a fear build, let me increase the power on this one, especially with a fear duration. But yeah, that's basically Solus in a nut. I mean, not Solus. I misspoke. That's Dorian in a nutshell. We're still using Varric. And I think I've completed everything else. Let's go ahead and start the DLC. The Jaws of Hakon are going to be located in the Frostback Basin. Well, in order to tackle this DLC...
Or is Cassandra more solemn than usual?
Lady Pendergast only contemplates what awaits the next divine.
You know Cassandra hates being called Lady Pendergast.
I look forward to seeing Divine Victoria's reaction to the ceremony around her inauguration.
She gets annoyed so easily. Well, anyway, in order to start the Frostback Basin and the DLC, you need to be around level 20. It's not really meant to be something you should tackle at the beginning of the game. Instead, think of it as a kind of late game to end game activity. And there is a ton of late game and end game equipment here too. That's probably another reason. We can't have you being OP just quite yet. Well, to Ambassador Josephine Montillier, thank you so much for your earlier correspondence. I confess it's been difficult to get those in Orlais to take this discovery seriously in light of recent events. But I am positive that scouting the Frostback Basin will yield...
Oh, I do apologize.
Now that's going to be in my head all day.
I do love the banter they have between the three of them, but come on, stop interrupting me. I confess it's been difficult to get those in Orlais to take this discovery seriously in light of recent events, but I am positive that scouting the Frostback Basin will yield historic discoveries beneficial to both the academic field and the Inquisition. As a staunch supporter, I am honored to be working in such great company on this historic occasion. Yours most sincerely, Professor Bram Kenrick. Bram Kenrick. I forget if he's anything special. Well, let's get to it. We've scouted the region and set up camp. Professor Kenrick has the scouts gathering anything they can find. So far, we've uncovered a lot of very old buckles. Gee, that's going to be exciting. Anyone who comes here should be ready for hostile wildlife and angry Avar. This place is dangerous. Yeah, you didn't really need to point that out. If you've forgotten who the Avar are, remember that giant barbarian that we encountered. Yeah, that's the guy. But yeah, he was the one that we found in the Falomire. In case you have forgotten, it's been so long.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Allow me to introduce Professor Bram Kenrick. He's the reason we're out here.
A pleasure to meet you, Your Worship.
Professor Kenrick teaches at the University of Orlais.
I came on an exchange program from Starkhaven. While in Val Royeaux, I found something incredible. After 800 years, we may be able to determine the final resting place of the last Inquisitor.
The texts say that Inquisitor Ameridan was a dragon hunter who vanished on his last expedition.
Yes, precisely. I see you've read Lautrec's Precursors to the Chantry. Inquisitor Ameridan stepped down shortly before the Nevarran Accord brought the Seekers of Truth into the Chantry. He hunted demons, dragons, and dangerous apostates in a time before Templars even existed.
I'm all for history if it means tracking down the equipment of a famous demon hunter.
If the last Inquisitor has been missing for 800 years, it's only fitting that today's Inquisition help find him.
Your scouts have gathered artifacts from the area. They may help us discover what Inquisitor Ameridan was doing.
I have news as well. We've encountered hostile Avar to the north. They call themselves the Jaws of Hakon. There's also an Avar hold to the east. Unlike the Jaws of Hakon, they've been friendly so far.
The Jaws of Hakon?
They're hostile Avar who attack any Inquisition agents or researchers who get close. We've sent soldiers for defense, but the Hakonites are cunning, merciless, and know the basin better than we do. I'm afraid our men will not be able to hold out long.
What's up, Harding?
I thought we could catch up.
What's on your mind?
Have you spoken to Kenrick much?
A bit. He's quite nice, isn't he? And clever. Really loves his books. I said hello one day while he had his nose buried in a giant tome. His shriek was a winner. I can't stop doing it now. It's too funny.
We defeated Corypheus. I thought you'd have returned to your old life.
After everything I've seen, I don't think I could ever go back to my old life. Could you? I can't just pretend. I can't just pretend I'm the same person. I got a letter from my mother. She was happy the breach was sealed. She had no idea what we went through. And I don't have the heart to tell her.
I guess you could wait until after the main story to tackle this DLC, but I wonder what sort of dialogue is in place if you haven't completed the events of the main story. Will they even speak about this at all?
I hear you have family in Ferelden.
Yes, my mother and father. I insisted they move to Denerim once I signed up with the Inquisition. Ambassador Montelier tells me I should invite them to Skyhold. She thinks they'd be proud of me. But after Haven, I just can't, you know? It's not that I don't trust you or our soldiers. It's just, I just want them to be safe. And if that means they don't get to see things firsthand, that's okay. My mother likes writing letters anyway.
They say you grew up in a village. Where did you learn to fight, draw a bow, all that?
Here and there. You pick things up as a little dwarf girl in a village filled with piggish Ferelden boys. I'm no artist with a blade. I just know what hurts and what takes him down quick. Bruised a shin or two in my day, and a few, you know, other things. And archery? Oh, there was a traveling hunter who set me up with my first bow and taught me the basics. After that, I practiced on my own. On squirrels, mostly. Oh, and Heinrich from next door, but only with padded arrows.
Padded, you say?
What do you think about the Avar?
When I was a little girl, a lady in our village used to tell me Avar tales. Being able to see their lives up close, it's nothing like I thought. They're very tall, aren't they? I was considering a proposal for Commander Cullen. Avar allies with dwarven archers astride their shoulders. They'd be unstoppable.
And quite a sight. Little mini-me's atop the shoulders of these giants. I think they're even bigger than... they might be about the same size as a Kunari.
How do you like the Frostback Basin?
It's lovely, isn't it? At least until you step in a pile of bogfish or poo. The stuff's vile. It makes great fuel for starting fires, though. If you can tolerate the smell. I might suggest that to the commander. It could be great for sieges.
That is a brilliant idea. I'll endorse it.
Wonderful. I'll write it up as soon as I get back to Skyhold.
We'll continue this another time.
See you soon, Inquisitor.
Hopefully soon.
Have you seen the plans for the new camps? Tree houses. It all sounds awful and precarious.
Don't you like the idea of the tree houses?
It's a good idea, in theory. Up where the wild animals can't get us. But having solid ground so far, far below me with nothing but air in between us is just...
Who would have thought? Scout Harding, afraid of heights.
Me? No. No. I'm not afraid. Who's afraid? No one's afraid. I love being up high. Lovely views, fresh air, birds flying at my head. Yeah. I'm a little uncomfortable with heights. Don't tell anyone.
I won't. Maybe Varric. I'll tell Varric. And if it isn't obvious, it's quite clear that some of the writers really wanted Harding to be a...
I thought we could catch
like,
up.
What's on your mind?
they wanted her to be like a companion character at this point, I think.
We'll continue this another time.
Goodbye then.
Why would you give someone that's an NPC so much dialogue?
Inquisitor.
I should go.
Goodbye then.
Well, unless you're setting up for a new character in the future.
Of course.
That's why.
But if you mark the pages by bending the corners, I won't.
Well, anyway, this is our first camp. There are notes everywhere. A note affixed to a book entitled Sir Lothaire Vernet de Ray's Victory and Dominion. Lady Harding, I could use the opinion of an expert. Though impressive, the victory outlined on the marked page could not have been achieved as stated. Bram Kenrick. Sure it could. If you had enough if you had enough apples. Okay. And over here, a letter to Harding, my darling Lace. Oh, I guess this is where her first name gets revealed. I hope this letter finds you healthy and happy. Last week, I managed to barter for maps of Ferelden and Orlais from Hugin, the old soldier who rents the place on Mistress Joanne's farm. You remember him, don't you? Quiet man, always smoking a pipe in his chair on the porch. He wasn't using the maps anymore, so I gave him some of my jam and patched his coat in exchange for them. Now, whenever you tell me of your tales, I'll be able to track where you've been. I'm astounded, my darling. When I look at the weave of dotted trails I've already marked out on my maps. Oh, the places your feet have touched. Those little feet. How far you've gone, my little lace. I am so proud of you. When I was your age, I'd only ever gone as far as Lothering. My mother never left Redcliffe. She lived and died there. And now here you are, flying so far with so much purpose. My mind can barely comprehend it, but my heart swells. I shan't take up too much of your time. I know how busy you are. I am looking at the frostbacks on the map as I write this because I know you will likely... I have included the recipe for your favorite turnip goat stew. A taste of home to save off the cold mountain airs. Kisses and hugs from me and your father. Signed, Mother. It makes it sound as if Harding is barely older than 16. Well, it's nice to know that she has such doting parents. Anyway, let's go find Kenrick. Pages of neatly written, painstakingly detailed notes fill a well-worn journal. The notes break midway through for a list. Expedition to Frostback Basin. Preparations. Reread Finding Ameridan. Review the notes. Okay, I'm just going to skip over this. It's just a to-do list. If you're interested, pause the video. Otherwise, we are going to move on. And there are even more notes here. Our goal is to find out more about Inquisitor Ameridan. Who is Inquisitor Ameridan? What is known about him would barely fill a page. He was a friend of Emperor Drakon. He was an Inquisitor when the Seekers of Truth folded themselves into the Chantry as part of the Navaran Accord. Their order serving as precursor to the Order of Templars and the Circle of Magi. Shortly after the accord was signed between 122 and 124 Divine, Ameridan left his position and departed, never to be seen again. These facts alone are undisputed. Everything else is uncorroborated hearsay, broad speculation, or salacious rumor-mongering. By the way, Ameridan did not willingly cede power. Drakon forced the Seekers of Truth to disband upon pain of death, then remove the Inquisitor rather than suffer rebellion in the new Chantry's ranks. These facts alone are undisputed. Ameridan was forced to retire due to the still young Chantry's restrictions regarding or requiring celibacy, as he was involved in a relationship with a mysterious lady elf that the Chantry erased from history. Ameridan was a rowdy noble who cared more for raucous entertainment than for the Seekers. He held the position only because Drakon wanted a loyal friend commanding the order, and when the Seekers became part of the Chantry, Ameridan was free to retire to a life of hunting dragons and wenching. I guess this game is too PG-13 to say whoring. Any of these stories may be true, and without more evidence, we have little hope of ever reaching a clear determination. Nevertheless, I would offer a few notes that are often overlooked as scholars delve so deeply into their own historical specialties, as to lose key context. Firstly, Emperor Drakon, rightly acknowledged as the man who molded the Chantry into the organization it is today, was a pious man, committed to spreading the chant of light, and creating a world where magic and men were governed by Andrastian principles. All sources agree that Ameridan was a close friend of Drakon, and while it is certainly possible that Ameridan was more pragmatic than pious, It is highly unlikely that Drakon would have befriended a figure who was actively opposed to the Chantry, much less tolerated such a man holding a position of power in the growing Orlesian Empire. Secondly, Inquisitor Ameridan was universally acclaimed as a powerful combatant, regardless of his supposed faith or lack thereof. Rumor mongers suggesting Ameridan was exiled ask us to believe that Emperor Drakon could see no use for a powerful warrior with years of command experience. Given that the Second Blight had been a fact of Orlesian life for more than 15 years at the time of Ameridan's disappearance, with darkspawn pouring from the Anderfels into northern Orlais in growing numbers, it is frankly absurd to suggest Drakon would casually dispose of such a military asset. Without further evidence, we may never know more about Ameridan's departure. Nevertheless, I hope that we may eschew the currently popular cynicism, at least when obvious evidence against it is presented, to see that his disappearance must have had some other cause. Congrats to you, Seth. I hope you have a lot of fun with the game. Questions of accuracy that moved against them were halted by the light from her most assured hands. It was then she took her own counsel in ways best not set forth here, and led the party away. Did Ameridan's eyes seek hers among those assembled as he relayed the events which led them there? If she stood among us, I did not know her, yet his hand moved slightly at his side, as my own does when my wife is near, and I seek wordless comfort in the touch of her fingers. We had all heard the whispers. Did he say her name in the telling? Would he have dared? Times were different, but have they changed so much? It's an excerpt, and there's a letter. Kenrick, this is a precise copy. The preceding pages were lost or removed ages ago. Biscon makes no further references to this woman, although Ameridan comes up several times later on. Biscon's writings, as they pertain to Inquisitor Ameridan, are not entirely unknown, although you're unlikely to find them among Chantry records. Their validity is largely dismissed. Some have questioned whether the so-called Light and Council reference magic or holy insight. And of course, Biscon wrote down his impressions many years after the fact. The author's own wife brought accuracy into question when she admitted her husband was recalling his youth in the Orlesian capital through nostalgia and age-distorted memory. I believe her admission is part of official Chantry record. Best of luck. So the reason why we're taking all this time to read about Ameridan is that he is important to the story in this DLC. In fact, he's a central character.
Scout Harding has an impressive team. Her people brought back a number of artifacts.
If you need something tracked, Scout Harding is your woman.
If only it were that easy. After 800 years, we can't just look for tracks. Barring enchantment, cloth and leather will have long since rotted away. Only metal and stone remain recognizable. Complicating this are recent pieces the Avar left behind, and of course ancient pieces dating back to Tevinter. Fortunately, thanks to some period-specific buckling, I've been able to track our last Inquisitor.
You said there were pieces dating back to Tevinter.
Yes, while it's rare to see Tevinter ruins so far south, the Imperium once had an outpost of some sort here. They might have built it as a ritual site. I'm not sure what military value it could have. In any event, it's muddled up the research slightly, but I've accounted for it.
You lost me at buckling.
You'd think that a buckle was a buckle. But ever since people started belting on weapons, they've been adding bits. One piece here has a dragon engraving. With the alloys of the metals used, it's clearly Tevinter. while this one uses a clasp that wasn't invented until the dawn of the Orlesian Empire. And when it comes to historical research, you might say we have to buckle down.
Please, no more corny jokes.
What do you have, Professor?
Everything so far points to the shore not far to the south. There was some sort of battle near the shoreline. They were in a hurry. The scouts reported an island near an Avar fishing camp, but the Avar won't say much about it.
What's up, Mr. Critical? Long time no see. How have you
What makes
been?
you think the last Inquisitor was fighting?
There's a clasp here common to armorlings. It's clearly torn. That only happens from a heavy shearing blow, like large claws or an axe. Then there's the dagger. Silverite, with a stylized dragon pommel and an inscription reading Cordylis. That dagger had to be a gift from Cordylis Dracon, first Emperor of Orlais. No one would just lose such a thing.
What can you tell me about the Avar fishing camp?
Not much. It's the friendly Avar, not these jaws of Hakon barbarians. According to the scouts, they wouldn't say much about the area. Likely a local superstition.
I'll find a way to that island and see if there's anything useful there.
Excellent. I'll continue to study what's been found. With luck, we'll both find some answers. Also, one of my research assistants, Colette, was investigating an old structure to the north. I'm not certain it's related to our investigation, but it couldn't hurt to check with her.
Cool, cool. Good to hear. Alright, we got a number of things to do. Just like any other new region, we have to go exploring. Although this place is DLC, it is similar to other regions where it's self-contained. None of the events here will spread to anything else. There is a neatly penned note. Professor Bram Kenrick. The requested supplies have been sent to your current location from the university, including additional ink, books on Ameridan, and 3 Divine Age buckles for purposes of comparison. And yes, upon your return you may say, "I told you so," in regards to my saying your collection was useless. Everything should arrive shortly after you. Of course, roads still aren't what they were. Also, I fed that fish, but I'm not talking to it for you. What did I say about the corny jokes? Anyway, let us go head out. We got our camp tents, our requisitions. I don't think there's anything new here. And that's really it. We are now free to explore anything that we want to. Oh, what makes you say that? You know, just to get a good benchmark for, just to get a good benchmark for how Dorian is going to perform, let's go clear this rift. It's right off. Crap, never mind, we went too far. It's going to be down somewhere over here. And yes, just because we close the rift doesn't mean... just because we close the breach doesn't mean rifts have stopped appearing. They are still here. Even worse, there are still demons around. By the way, I put on new tactics on everyone, so you might see them perform some different actions. And oh no. Dorian is in need of help. And Dorian cannot hold up. Again, this is still on nightmare mode. Is there another enemy that we did not take down? Probably. I didn't see it. There that goes. Alright, let's finally close it. That was a pretty poor showing for what's-his-face. And this game is not going to get any easier. We're probably going to need to work on his equipment later. Yeah, that's for sure. Everyone has their own sort of way of dealing with the world and the problems around them. I mean, thankfully, Varric and Cassandra are still holding up, but Dorian just isn't that good. And I really don't want to bring in Vivian. I'm thinking we could probably remove the blizzard and insert more barriers. That's probably going to be the most likely way we're going to keep them alive. Oh man, this place is more reminiscent of the hinterlands than any of the other locations. Oh no, I take that back. It kind of reminds me of bits and portions of the Exalted Plains and I guess to a lesser extent the Emerald Graves. Something doesn't sound happy.
This might be a decent place for a spot of camping.
Camping, huh? With a cave in the back and whatever the hell this is. Let us go inside and check it out. What are the odds on that, do you think, Mr. Critical? So what's in here? The Mouth of Echoes. The savages speak to their gods in the cave passage. They call it the Mouth of Echoes. They light fires and feed them with green spruce and shout their questions into the deep. They say answers come to them on the last whispered echo. Superstition, we laughed. And now Razakala is silent and madness descends. I can only think, what if? What if there are irregularities in the veil here? What if we could secure the Avar cave and bend it to our purposes? The slaves are gathering materials. We will build a shrine to the Dragon of Mystery. implant foci into the walls, cut sacred designs into the stone, the better to hear her with. We will hear her voice again or we will die. This is pretty scary. They're talking about an old god, specifically the sixth old god that has yet to be revealed in the story of Dragon Age.
Kill the Inquisitor! Death to her hold for Hakon's glory!
Where are they? I don't see no one. A faint inscription found in Frostback Basin. If this be our last together, let it end in laughter. Signed, Atho. Who the hell is Atho? From an aged journal found in Frostback Basin. It still tastes strange, no matter. Several water-stained pages follow before the text resumes. Probably shouldn't have drank that funky water. Have we traveled through lands more remote than these? We must have. Yet I've never felt so removed from life back home as I do now. T makes the same arguments as always, though adds a lack of demons as a point in her favor. Lack is an absence, which I was quick to point out. She called me pithy. There are demons here, though not as many as we faced in those early years together. The Avar have their mages too. The last were ill-prepared for me. I wonder if that's the part that bothers her. Oh, as always, was no help at all. We push on. My head aches. The others are singing the song we learned at that lakeside town. I forget the name of the place. I think my eyes are about to explode. Of course, A has noticed and tells the others he needs to read something. It's quiet now. The journey here took longer than expected. I must take stock of the rations after sleep. There were more than expected. Everything has been more than expected. A few moments later, and O would not be standing here. I was able to subdue the mage before things became worse. T said nothing about it afterwards. She knows O would have died. At what cost? T asked me that once. I said it cost nothing, but I don't know. I met a man who fought longer than I, but his mind had faded with age and he could not answer. The point remains that I can do more. I can be more effective. We've all seen the demons, what they did. We've seen what some would do with blood. The better question is, who pays the cost if no one takes this chance? And no one said it has to be forever, just until things are settled. If you count 8 times, will the number change? O asks. She's been watching me these last few days. Whatever she says to the contrary. Damn blue bottles. I did not plan this journey as well as I should. I lay trying to find consolations through the leaves. T brought me some water. She just smiled and there was no admonishment behind it. It made me feel somewhat better. As always, A cooked our dinner while deriding my own ability to produce something edible. O attempts to tell jokes, they're pathetic. Why do they make me laugh anyway? Long days behind. I fear there are fewer ahead. Whatever costs I paid, they'll be worth it. It doesn't matter. This night, safe beside a fire, the 3 of them singing that stupid song, I am content. Way to make everything more cryptic by using the initials. We're going to try our best to read through almost everything because it's very much related to the story that we're trying to piece together. But yeah, go through the cave and you'll end up on this side. There are some Inquisition soldiers over there that we can help out. Let's do that. And as always, there are materials strewn about everywhere. If you care to take the time and pick them up. Now about the soldiers. They're still very far off to the left or western side. That's gonna hurt. I think I see them.
Inquisition soldiers. We should help them.
And the Avar don't seem too friendly. Oh crap. Well, they couldn't give Cassandra a chance. Can't believe she went down so easily.
Inquisitor. Thank you, sir.
As you can see, the DLC is far more difficult than you might have imagined. Imagine coming here with a base or minimum level. Where'd you go?
Lieutenant Farrow, sir. We've beaten back those Hackenite bastards. My men and I will hold here. The Hackenites along the river still pose a threat. After this last battle, we need time to fortify and regroup.
What's the situation along the river?
Between the Hackenites and the wildlife, this isn't the easiest place to maintain a presence. The river's the best way for the Inquisition to send supplies from Skyhold, or it would be if we could travel safely along it. The Hackenites set up camps near the banks, and they attack anyone who gets within view.
That will be all, Lieutenant.
Sir?
Well, you heard the man. We have 3 camps that we need to clear out. Also, what's going on back here? We have a new fast travel station, so this is going to be worth traveling back anyway.
Did you see Scout Grandin on your way back? He should be on watch, but he's gone. Grandin was a good friend of Jace Turbat, one of the researchers. He was killed by Hackenites. I'm starting to worry that Grandin's gone and done something stupid. He was supposed to send word back when he reached his station, but nothing. Keep an eye out for him, please. For me.
I helped our soldiers defend against a Hackenite raid.
That's a relief. We've lost enough men to them.
I thought we could catch up.
Of course.
We'll continue this another time.
See you soon, Inquisitor.
By the way, for tonight's session, we're only going to go as long as midnight here. It's currently 11:29 p.m. Feeling kind of wasted tonight. Wish I could go on for longer, but I think I need to catch some sleep. Lately, I've been waking up at like 7 a.m. Not the greatest time to wake up. But what can you do? We'll try our best to clear out all the enemies, all the camps, and all the rifts. But it's definitely not going to be easy. We're not exactly using the strongest characters available to us any longer. Solus is no longer part of our party. And, well, we kind of gave up using Blackwall in favor of Cassandra over there. I mean, Cassandra isn't too bad.
From any of your Kirkwall associates, Varric?
You're asking me? So you don't read my letters?
You're no longer my prisoner, much as you like to act like it.
Yet I still get all the suspicion.
I am not without sympathy, especially given recent events.
Why, Seeker, I would never accuse you of having sympathy. By the way, I tend to refer to my associates as friends. Maybe you're not familiar with the concept.
She's trying. Well, that's one thing that we needed to go to. Got more silverite over here. And what about over here? A brief note followed by a rough map of the area with key points marked. Grandin. Details are below. We need to keep to our patrols. It will allow us the upper hand. I understand where you're coming from. Word has been sent to Jace's family. I promise you, whoever did this will face justice. Harding.
Orders for Grandin.
And dead Hackonites. Impressive that he fought them off alone.
The way points further up north. Well, I guess we're gonna try to clear everything out in a clockwise fashion. It's better we keep that route until something else crops up. Also, spiders, for whatever reason, happen to respawn here quite often. They're pretty nasty. And they will poison your allies if you don't take care of them quickly. Oh, and by the way, we have even more enemies on the other side of the river. Don't you tackle me. So long as no one is dying, I am happy.
These jaws of Hakon demanded your death. What do they have against us?
Perhaps the friendlier Avar in the village heart will shed some light.
That looks good. Or was good. Too many spiders here. They never seem to stop spawning. Here's another one. I mean, on the plus side, we can handle them all on our own. We most likely can solo everything, but not our team members. Seriously, what the hell? Wait a minute, these aren't even spiders. Never mind the tuskets. They are not our priority. Although the skin is nice. Let me see, the tusket skin. Where is it? It's a level, excuse me, it's a tier 3 rare leather. It is pretty good if you're using it in the utility slot for that extra dexterity. I would recommend keeping on maybe a handful of those for crafting. These guys simply don't learn. Stay down, please. Oh, and hey, we just leveled up. Not too shabby. Avar cotton is also pretty good, I think. It's not rare, but you can't go worse than tier 3 stuff. Dale's Loden wool focuses more on magic, but they're still just as good. Now about that next clue. I believe we're right around where we should be. Let everyone be chilled. All right, round 2. Okay, make sure you take care of that fear demon. Let's go take care of this thing. I may just have to rework Dorian because he is not living very long. Dorian could have been so much better, but I think his current build just doesn't help us out very much. Oh, by the way, Veil Quartz, extremely good. Hold on to these. It's also fairly rare. If at any point you clear a rift, pick those up. I don't remember if I used them for weapons, but definitely for armor. There's the dead Haconite. up here is another path. Keep following it until you reach this hut over here.
These were Hackonites.
And that's an Inquisition dagger. Harding said that scout might try something stupid.
Of course he would. Wait, what the hell? That's a dagger? Blood spilled will be answered. The jaws of Hakon will answer. There's nothing else in here. Everite. Not as good as Veil Quartz, but we shall grab it all the same. If you're going for equipment that's just alright, maybe use Silverite and Everite. It's not going to be the best of the best with the highest stats, but it'll do. Especially if you're not surviving for very long. What is down over here? That looks like our people. And yet they're still dealing with spiders just as we have been. Come on, please, spiders. Stay out of the way. That's just elf root. Ignore the spider. Alright, I'm starting to feel it. Once we clear out this quest, that's probably going to be tonight. I'm falling asleep in my chair right now. Where the heck is this? Never mind, it's right over here.
Someone's cut their way through these Hakon warriors. I can't decide if it's impressive or disconcerting.
The trail of carnage leads to this camp over here. Oh yeah, by this point in the game there are no more shards to collect, I think. However, there are still astrariums. And how do I get to this one? It's like all the way up there. Maybe up here? Yeah, no, there's something to search over there, but that can wait. There it is. So away we go over across a bridge. And there it is. Oh no. This one's kind of hard. Let me start off by crafting this triangle here. This one over here. Got one right there. I may have put myself into a bind. Hang on. How about we start over here? And then maybe over here. I might need a guide for this one. There are tons and tons of shapes to do. And I'm not thinking straight. Yeah, this one's harder than you might think. I don't know exactly where you need to start and finish. Maybe I can just do the right side for now. Kind of like this here. Well, I mean, that's how you do the right side, but now how do you string it together so you can end up over here? Maybe if I go over here. I mean, that seems to be working. Oh, wait, I should have moved to this one here instead of going here. Well, crap. I missed my spot. Not to mention I didn't... Actually, no, I still have room here. Well, shoot. Let's go back once more. If I cannot finish here, then... yeah, we'll go find a guide. Thing that goes like this. And yet I'm stuck. Okay, never mind. We're just wasting time here. I don't have a good sense for geometry right now. In that case. Let's look up the astrariums in the Frostback Basin. Okay, in order to do this one, where's the where's the picture? The depiction is not loading. Well, that's just great. You gotta love it when pages don't load. Here we go. Here we go. Here's how you're supposed to complete this. You have around 32 points to hit. No, never mind, 36 points. Where is number 1? 36 points. So you want to start off here. Make your triangle by going clockwise. This is number 3, and then you will hit number 4. 4 movements. Well, more like 3 movements, but you hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. From here you move down 1. Well, actually, no, that's 10. That's 10, and then you'll want to go back, I think. No, not that one. This one. That's 11. 12. 13. And then back over here for 14. And then... the heck? Did I do this wrong? No, it looks right. 15 is over here. That's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then back over here for 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Hang on with me here, we're almost done. 29, 30. And then we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the last one. Well, that was easy, right? This is a new constellation, commonly known as the Thunderbolt. So, Zeus? I'm thinking it was Zeus. And crap, we have to go all the way back down here if we want to access that one. Never mind that. They're truly logic puzzles for the thinking man. I'm not a thinker. I react mostly on instinct and gut feelings. It's 36 points of pain, in fact. Oh crap, don't tell me. Never mind, I guess there really are shards here too. How do I not remember that? I guess I've kind of blocked it out from my memory. Here is where we need to go. Where is that scout?
The Inquisition soldier. Brandon.
Something doesn't feel right.
Inquisitor, I've abandoned my post, haven't I? I had cause, just missing the permission part.
Harding told us about your friend, Jace.
He was studying at the university. Those Hakon bastards. Jace wasn't a soldier, he wasn't even armed. After this, he was going to show me Val Royeaux. I've never been. I thought we might... I can't let this happen.
Hang on here. Just gonna double check that Do we have anyone we can recruit here? No, I guess not. We don't have to worry about this guy.
I'm sorry, Grandin.
I wasn't a soldier either, not before this. I lived in the Circle. Never had the skill for combat spells, so I picked up a sword. I wanted to fight for the Inquisition. The jaws of Hakon almost ended that, too. I was bleeding out when it saw me. It knows what I know. They will not kill more people. Not like Jace. I will protect them, Inquisitor. This is bad.
He's not exactly all there, is he?
Doesn't have to be this way. Release Grandin's spirit.
Release? The spirit remains because I want it to. I will protect our people. I want to fight, Inquisitor.
Do we let him go and be vengeful and possessed? Or should we waste this demon? Grandin, is there no way to save you? I would like to save him. Do. No, I guess not. Either we let him serve as is, but he is basically now a demon-possessed person, or we just kill him. Sadly, I don't think we can let him stay as he is. It's a tough call, and I don't see any reward for keeping him alive. No, I guess not. Well, I mean, it was nice knowing you. We're gonna have to get rid of the demon.
You're not walking out of here, demon.
If you stop me, then I cannot stop them. I won't allow it.
And crap. He's gonna try to get away. He is fairly strong, so be wary of that. Come on, you. Let go of him. He has a ton of health, too. Way more than you might think. And since he's kind of immune to our fire damage, that's another big thing that we need to be aware of. If you have someone that can eliminate barriers, that's even better because this thing is tanky as all hell. He's absorbing nearly everything that we throw at him. Yeah, that fight is extremely tough. But hey, we get a Master Fire rune. I don't think it's as... No, never mind. This is a tier 2 rune. Well, shoot. There he goes. I mean, we couldn't just let him leave. He was gonna continue murdering people. How sad.
Better than leaving him as an abomination.
Harding will inform the family of the death, if not the details.
That guy probably could have killed more enemies for us, but it was simply too dangerous just to let him be let go. In any case, let's continue our exploration. Well, he doesn't exactly join the party. He just continues wandering around as a demon-possessed elf fighting for the Inquisition.
No. I cannot have guests, lowlanders, even those who don't hail from the hold.
Who are you? And why are you out here?
If I tell you, will you leave me be? I am Sigrid Gulsdotten, Augur's apprentice. I exiled myself from Stonebear Hold.
You exiled yourself?
Aye, I did. And my tongue will say no more on that.
Jeez. She's kind of testy.
You returned.
I'll be on my way.
Goodbye.
Not very friendly, are you? I can't believe we have to collect more shards. I think he probably ends up disappearing, because he's not really an NPC that will stay on the map. At least that's what I remember. Alright, that means another one. And where's the last one? Yeah, it's more platforming. A lot of unnecessary platforming. In fact, I don't even know why we even have them here. Because the main reason why we had to collect shards in the original game, the campaign, was that we needed to unlock that temple. And we already have unlocked the temple. I wish my memory could remember everything that happened. But sadly, as far as I can tell, it's just mainly for completion, I guess. Oh well. We'll find out what we find out, and it'll be like magic. Something new to us once more. Well, first things first, let's set up camp. see these over here? This is where we're going. It's what's her face, Beard. Harding's tree houses. We're not going to go down. Ignore that for now.
A place to set up camp, perhaps?
Yes, indeed. Ah, crap. I guess we really do have to deal with the enemies down there. Can I just, stay up here and do this? Kinda. Another good reason to have an elf and make sure that elf is a mage. Hey, what the hell? How did Vera get all the way down there? Ah, crap, never mind. They ran all the way down there. It will. Might as well get to it. They're not going to kill themselves on my watch. We should probably take the time to upgrade some materials. I mean, not just materials, but weapons. The health pool of these enemies is getting higher and higher. And it's getting more unwieldy to try to drain their HP levels. It's not exactly working out. Come on, you idiots, let's get going. We are not here to grind. But yeah, I think this is going to be it for tonight. I am extremely tired right now. Alright. We shall pick this back up maybe tomorrow. Or later today. Whichever one comes first. Check out our treehouse. Ameridan and the Mage. Soft, fade-touched light in dream-lit tones falls dark. Each form a memory, recalled through parted lips that try to speak, falls silent. Before light marks the dawn, from sleeping fingers she slips into the day, where averted eyes bend to any but the other. Oaths sworn to lions call, yet here the two are broken, as waxing sickle stands witness to the end of love's denial and secrets born. From parted lips the words at last are spoken. This overly romantic portrait of illicit meetings between a mage and her lover was written sometime in the Divine Age, though likely penned after Ameridan's disappearance. The work was said to be inspired by tales and rumors of the former Inquisitor's Lady Mage. By the Second Age, Chantry scholars had largely concluded that the piece did not refer to Ameridan at all, but to another man altogether. Those scholars claim the poem's title was a later addition, meant to discredit the last Inquisitor's reputation. The poem was later deemed problematic and relegated to a list of banned works. Really, just because he had a lover? Goes to show you. Nothing ever truly changes. If we want to get down, we can take this and we can reach that over there. Let's go meet up with Harding, and that's where we're going to end this session.
Inquisitor.
I've news about Scout Grandin.
Maker. Don't tell me. He's dead, isn't he?
Yes. He is dead.
Another one gone. Just like that. You never get used to it, do you? Maker. I'll miss him. Boy was great company. Terrible jokes, but that was a part of his charm. You know?
I thought we could catch up.
What's on your mind?
We'll continue this another time.
Safe travels.
I am very sorry to disappoint you, Harding. It's never easy losing another comrade. Alright then. We shall explore more next time. There's still a lot more to do in the Frostback Basin. Have a look at our current quests. We need to find Colette. We need to establish 3 more camps. Close another rift. Learn more about Sigrid. We need to find the Avar hold. There are 3 camps of Hakonite. Yeah, Hakonite camps. 3 camps that we need to clear out. And of course the main quest. If I read this right, this area should take us at least, what, 8 to 12 hours to complete? So, maybe in another 2 or 3 more sessions. We'll see how that goes. This is but the first. If you are currently watching this on YouTube, please like the video. It really helps us out when you do that, and it ensures that we can continue producing more content, while at the same time we can increase our audience size. Make sure to drop a comment or question down below. Let me know what you guys think of our playthrough so far, especially with the start of the post-game DLC. Share the video wherever you guys can, and also subscribe. If you've missed out on our complete main story playthrough, check out our playlist. The DLC stuff will also be added to that playlist as well, so that you can have a continuous running feed of all of the playthroughs. But of course, if you guys want to see more content from us, hit up our channel. Don't forget to follow us at twitter.com/lunarlightgames. I love how those 2 names are so similar. But yeah, follow us at twitter.com/lunarlightgames, and make sure to stay tuned to our Twitter page. We have many more giveaways coming up in the future. Also, we run deals, discounts, as well as news stories. So if you guys want to find out more of what we're interested in, hit up our page. Or if not, just hit up our hashtag LunarlightVault and you can find out more about our giveaways. And if you'd like to help sponsor them, you can do so by dropping a donation over at paypal.me/LunarlightGames. The link will always be posted down below later. But if not, don't worry about it. You guys can still contribute to our channel simply by just watching our videos and subscribing. Alright, now follow us at twitch.tv/LunarlightGames. And also hit the notification bell across all of our platforms, the updates as soon as they're made available, or to catch whenever we go live. That is going to be all for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. We will be back again soon with more gameplay, of which I have yet to decide. For now, take care, have a great night, and have a great Thursday. We will see you again soon.